Okay, so on to the uncommons. Now we're starting out with yet another party skeleton. Though this is a very different kind of party. It's the Carnage Gladiator. Now, before we get started, I want to point out that this skeleton is massive. This is a giant skeleton.
It is a very large skeleton. It's like literally a giant skeleton.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big skeleton. He's got a wrecking ball for a hand. He's here to party, and he doesn't want you to block. He is, where every other skeleton, except for those vanilla ones, likes chump blocking, this skeleton very much disapproves.
So I've got a question.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I think my placing of the skeleton actually depends on this question being answered.
Okay.
Mhm.
Can he shoot the wrecking ball like Nightman?
No.
Maybe.
I know. I'm sorry, but I don't
He's losing
think he can.
points for that. He's losing points for that.
I know.
I mean, let me zoom in on this picture and see if there's any chain on and attach that thing. No, I don't
well,
see
you
a
can
chain.
you can see a broken chain. So
Maybe once he... Maybe... Okay, what if he can't shoot it out, but he could cup and ball it?
that doesn't know.
He's just playing a game. That's not like... Carnage Gladiator is not getting many points for this.
Can we talk about how he's basically there's like fiery blood, whatever, spraying out of his mouth?
I do
Yeah.
like that a lot. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
It's like a skeleton that can scream loud enough that red stuff comes out.
Yeah.
That's a skeleton that's having a good time.
He's also he's getting that crowd pumped.
Yeah. I mean, that's a Rakdos crowd. They're pumped about basically everything.
But this is basically, he's also doing like the gladiator heel thing. Like he is basically like Macho Man Randy Savage in skeletal form, and also like 80 feet tall.
Oh yeah.
So like Macho Man Randy Savage.
He is in fact Macho Man Randy Savage's skeleton who traveled through time and space.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I don't like that his rib cage is broken.
Why?
Like it doesn't connect to his spine.
He's a oh, I see
I
what
want
you're
to
saying.
say that is an actual intentional modification.
It's so he could suck his own dick.
That's no, Jesus Christ, dude.
But no. I like Carnage Gladiator.
I like him, but
I don't
not
love
super
him, but I
hot on
like him. Is he better than Manor Skeleton?
No. I'm gonna say no, definitely.
I'm going to say yes.
Zorak.
I'm thinking.
Sorry,
on
you
the
can't
spot.
betray me.
Look how spiky he is.
He's
I
very
do
spiky.
approve of spikes on skeletons, but like
Okay.
I don't think he's better than Manor Skeleton.
Okay, so here's something to think about. What are we doing here today?
We're ranking the skeletons.
But what
We're
are we
ranking
actually
skeletons.
doing? We are showing like respect to skeleton kind here. We are, we are paying tribute, like an audience, to the skeletons before us. This is
I'm
a
here for the science.
Yes, but also this is a skeleton with a following. There's an audience of people rooting for this skeleton. None of the other skeletons we've encountered have that crowd factor going on. This
I
is
have
is-
an update. I have an update because
Go
I
on.
just noticed something. His maul, there's dudes stuck to the spikes of his maul.
Yes, I'm aware. I've noticed that the
Oh,
whole time.
man.
all right, it's good. But what I'm saying is he is the people's skeleton.
I mean, he's this particular crowd's skeleton.
But I respect that. I think he is better than Manor Skeleton. And I love
Ah.
Manor Skeleton.
All right. This is just a question between you two now.
I know.
How high does he go?
He's better than Killed Undead.
I mean,
They're-
I would
say
put him.
yes. I say yes.
I say yes because they're cutting that mixtape, but are they better than Restless Dead? Or is he better than Restless Dead? Or she? I don't mean to misgender this skeleton.
All right. I say yes.
I say yes. Is he better than Viashino Skeleton? Here's the crazy thing. I say no.
I also say no.
Oh, good. That worked out well.
Yeah. I can't argue that. There's just something cool about a lizard man skeleton erupting out of the ground.
Also, there's just something very cool about Carnage Gladiator being a worse skeleton than one of the worst skeletons.
Same color identity though.
Sure. Yeah, that's great.
Got red and
Red
black.
skeletons. Yeah, respect.
If you could run a commander deck with Viashino skeleton as a commander, you'd be able to play Carnage Gladiator in it.
Good point.
Because that's a thing that people would want to do.
Hell yes,
Disgusting.
that's me. Moving on to a bit of a different skeleton. It's a Flayed Nim.
I love this dude's art
Yeah.
for multiple. I like that he's a Nim that has torn his own flesh off to become a skeleton.
He's not done yet. He's still
He's still working on it. And also he's mirroring, so he's got hinges for knees and a shoulder.
Yeah,
That's pretty
got
cool.
a lot of good qualities, the skeleton here.
It's got a weird ability.
I think his ability's great. I
I
think he
got that
regenerates.
weird drain ability going on there.
He's got weird trample.
Mm-hmm.
He's got reversed lifelink in a way.
But at the
Oh,
same
no,
time,
he's
not really a fun skeleton.
He's not fun. In fact, he's the opposite of a fun skeleton.
But he has
This is
drive, man. He wants to be a skeleton.
Yeah, this is
Every
a
other
grim-
Nim is a zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is tearing his own flesh off.
Yeah, he wants it real bad, which I can respect. See, that's one of your qualities, right? This guy's got a lot of hustle.
Yeah, you're right. This skeleton's got a lot of hustle. He's got a lot of respect for skeleton kind.
Mhm.
It's not very loyal.
Nah, in fact, he's disloyal if he's like betraying his own identity as a Nim, kind of thing.
I mean, he's choosing his own identity, which is, I can respect that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I guess, but like because they're zombies. I mean, they should be listening to their necromancer.
Well, they're Nim. They don't
Etc.
have a
yeah,
necromancer. so-
Nimmers are a weird thing. They're kind of
Okay,
natural
fair.
zombies, but
I mean, I guess they kind of do now, but whatever.
Yeah.
Is it as good as Killed or Undead?
no.
No,
Is it better than Manor's skeleton?
I'll say no. Still, I do think definitively it's better than Urborg skeleton.
Okay.
I would say it's definitely better than Urborg skeleton. I'm still trying to wrap my head around where it fits in the Manor skeleton hegemony.
I think it's better than Sanitarium Skeleton.
I would hate to break up the Manor and Sanitarium skeleton combo there, but I think you're right.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Got to be right between those two. Sorry, I love you both.
Kathari Remnant. It's another bird skeleton.
Yep, another Kathari. This one's
got weird, but I like it a
spectral
lot.
magic going on.
Yeah, this is like a magic skeleton.
I can barely make out that it's a skeleton, though.
That's fair.
I mean, that's because it's on fire and it's
And
dragging magic behind it.
And it's cascading.
Yeah.
Though
So it's a flaming bird skeleton that's dragging a, I don't know, behind it.
But if I covered up the skeleton type line, could you honestly have said like, oh yeah, dog, that's a skeleton, not a zombie?
I couldn't personally.
Like, great card, don't get me wrong. It can regenerate, so that's obviously why they made a skeleton. But if I also covered like the regenerate line or something, looking at that art, is that a skeleton?
It just has a skull. I feel like it has muscle on its body still and everything.
Yeah.
Like this honestly feels like it's a skeleton by circumstance of the fact that we want to give this thing regenerate. And it's kind of like, well,
zombies can regenerate, so.
yeah, true, but it's a
All
small
right.
guy. I mean, cascading is great. Don't get me wrong.
I love
like
this
free
guy's
spells.
art.
Sure, he's a great looking
But
card. But
I
is
wonder
he a
if
great
that's
looking
more
skeleton?
just the color palette than
Sure.
it being a skeleton.
I think it's great art, but I don't necessarily think it's much of a skeleton.
Right.
It's a great card, good bird, good art. Not so good
All right,
skeleton.
well, let's
Yeah.
go here then. Is it better than Skeletal Kathari?
No,
No,
I don't think so.
no.
In fact, I'm going to go ahead and we're going way down. I think it's better than Skeletal Snake. I
Ooh.
don't think it's better than Asphodel Wanderer.
I think you're right. Asphodel Wanderer is a skeleton. End sentence. No further thought.
Honestly, I could go even further down.
I think
it has Regenerate.
I think it's between snake and crocodile.
You just want to break up these two, don't
No,
you?
I genuinely think it's between snake and crocodile. I like the snake's design a lot more.
See that? You know what?
I can accept
That's
that.
just me.
I could
The
accept
problem
that.
is, see, here's my problem is that at least this has mechanics of a skeleton.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. I'll give
Like
it to you.
the
Right.
skeletal snake,
It's-
it doesn't.
It's kind of like how Glass Golem, like the power toughness, is all the flavor it needs. I feel like that's how I feel about the skeletal snake and crocodile.
I mean, I guess.
I
yeah.
think the fact it's a 2-1 and a 5-1 is what that I can see that as a skeleton.
I can acquiesce to you putting it between skeletal snake and skeletal crocodile.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah,
I think the snake looks cool enough just snakes having cool skeletons.
that's fair.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right, just get past you. Now, Meringue River Skeleton. Now, this one's interesting in that it's a skeleton of another card.
Yep.
Yeah.
Meringue
Favorite
River
Forged.
Prowlers. Which, great card, Meringue River Prowler. Meringue River Skeleton is that dude's skeleton like 1,000 years later. Still at it.
It's 4,000 years later.
Is
Still at it.
Meringue River Skeleton the last instance of Regenerate? Because I think it is.
Mm, mm.
I think that makes
You can't just
Meringue
throw that.
River
You can't just throw that at me without giving me a
I
chance to
got
look
it.
that
I'll
up.
get you. Just keep talking. I'll get you.
Because here's the thing: if Meringue River Skeleton is the last instance of Regenerate, that makes it the last truly proper skeleton.
I disagree.
I don't
disagree.
agree with that, but
That-
No. Here's the thing. I don't think, like, obviously you can have skeletons that don't have Regenerate, no problem. Like, you can, so long as they have some kind of graveyard recursion going on there.
Sure.
But I'm talking about specifically calling back to Drudge skeletons.
Sure.
I can say that it is, in fact, not the last creature with Regenerate.
What is the
Okay.
last one with
Birthing
the
Hulk from Oath of the Gatewatch so far has Regenerate.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that jerk. But he is the last skeleton that regenerates
Yes.
for now.
Skitter Skin also regenerates.
Yeah, screw him.
Also Undercity Troll.
I kind of like
I
them.
do like Undercity Troll, but
But we're not talking about trolls.
sure.
Yeah, but we're here.
We're talking about
not
Troll
talking-
Slayer.
Look, I like them.
I like him.
River Skeleton. I
He's
like
got
him quite a
hustle.
lot.
He's got hustle.
He's got staying power.
Yeah,
He's been
4,000
around for a
years.
while.
He's a skeleton that like moves his way through rivers and swamps. Like, that's just his job.
Also,
I like that.
he managed to endure or not endure. Like, hey, his faction, the Sultai, got like killed off, and then he just kept like, okay, guess I'm now working for the dragons now.
Also, as a morph creature, he's inherently surprising.
Ooh,
He's got
He is-
hustle. He's surprising.
Oh man, you're right. He is a very
Yeah.
surprising skeleton, and he gets big skeleton then.
Yep.
And he's also got the great skeletal thing of 2, 3, 4.
Also, he's got hair still. He's got
Wait.
dreads.
Wait, he's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Regenerate for 1, and then yeah. Good skeleton. Is he better?
Solid skeleton.
Is he better than Manor Skeleton?
Yes.
I say yes.
I say absolutely yes.
He's got so much hustle.
I think as far as skeletons go, Meringue River Skeleton has managed to have basically every quality of a skeleton. Like, he's got it all.
Yeah.
Also, his
Except for
Bowie.
skin.
Yes,
Go ahead.
he's got a Bowie knife.
Sure.
It's good skeleton weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, he's better than Manor Skeleton. Is he better than Killed and Dead?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to jump
Got
ahead. Is he better than Drudge Reavers?
Hold on.
Ooh,
Is he better than Viashino Skeleton?
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Is he better than Drudge Reavers? That's a good question.
Yes, I think so.
I say yes. He's got the surprise that Drudge Reavers has.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's got that surprise and more, although he doesn't have friends.
it's true.
He doesn't need friends.
He's a lone wolf in the skeleton world, which is actually kind of uncommon. In fact, he's uncommon.
I get it.
Is he better than Augur of Skulls?
That's kind of the kicker, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the challenge.
I say that he is better than Augur of Skulls.
Okay, See, I'm okay with that. I think that's okay. Like, I'll go with that.
Honestly, I think I'm on the same page. I don't think he's better than Skeleton Eyes with its skeleton token, though. Which
No.
I realize is weird when I was saying that Skeleton Eyes' skeleton token was lower on the list, but now I've come around to it.
Yeah. See,
I've internalized the science.
The skeleton token's art, I believe, has so far been the pinnacle of skeleton art.
Maybe.
I'm going to have to agree with,
I don't know. Grim Roustabout. Party-ass skeleton.
That's good art, but I don't think as far as pinnacle skeleton.
See, Grim Roustabout has a lot more other qualities that put him at the top.
Grim Roustabout is not the type specimen of skeletons.
Yeah, it's skeleton.
There is a card on this list that is literally called Skeleton.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Marrow bats.
So we got another animal skeleton.
Yeah,
It's a bat skeleton.
This one regenerates, so there's a plus there.
Yeah,
Big plus.
kind of bad regeneration, but
I mean they're bats. What do you want from them?
Also, it's a black card and Avacyn Restored.
yeah, that's true.
It had to be bad.
As far as skeletons go, though, like I like them.
4/1 flyer for 5 that regenerates?
Yeah.
Sure.
As far as the animal skeletons go, he's probably the best. So
The
far.
best one we've seen so far.
Sure. We're not including sapient animal types, right? With that?
No, don't be racist.
Yeah,
I know. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Is it better than Skeletal Kathari? That's where we're going to start this.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll say yeah.
Is it better than Limdol's High Guard?
I feel like if I say no, I'm gonna come across as being like anti-animal skeleton.
No,
That's
don't
not-
worry
that's
about it.
not-
Don't worry about it. Trust me, there will be others. I say
I think
no.
I'm still gonna say yes, though.
I'm actually torn.
I think it's better than High Guard.
Okay, I'll accept that. Rhymebound Dead. Rhymebound Dead's got that callback aspect to it.
It's better than Rhymebound Dead.
Yeah.
Straight up.
If it's gonna be better than Limdol's High Guard, I think it's also better than Rhymebound Dead. Those two are like so close together that pretty much when you move up on one, you move up on both. But I think it's not as good as Restless Bones.
I'm with you. There is something inherently cool about just a swarm, just a cloud of skeletal bats, but
Yeah.
I think that's the cutoff.
Yeah, I think so. I agree. That's
Once it hit Restless Bones, Restless Bones has a lot of personality in its art, and Marrowbats are good, but they don't have that personality.
Also, I'd say Marrowbats, while it's functionally bats and it's got that cool look, like the flavor, it's flying bats, it doesn't have as much soul to it, like both mechanically and artistically, to keep it going much further. It's like, okay, they're bat skeletons, and I'm kind of like, yes, I agree. And what else are you bringing to the table? They're like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, I'm not necessarily going all the way with you here.
All right,
Though I will say, paying life to bats, given the vampirism, relation with bats, pretty good.
It's fine.
It's not bad.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so the actual most recent skeleton, it's Mornwillow. It's a plant skeleton. It's been a while since we've seen one of these.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's the first one we've seen one of these, but hey.
This one's kind of weird because it's not technically a skeleton. It's a tree that just has skulls in it.
It could be the other way around. It could be
It's not. This is a thing that we've seen before on Innistrad.
Okay.
Look at its legs.
Yeah.
It is a tree folk that is just full of skeletons.
Sure. I'm not going to hold that against it. Skeletons by adoption versus skeleton by nature. I don't think it's worth trying to, separate the two.
No,
What's
I can't.
important here
I'm
is
not. It's still a skeleton.
It's still
According to the
skeleton,
pipeline, it is a skeleton.
skeleton according to the type line and to my heart.
We did hold that against Kathari Remnant, but
Now,
But
here
here's
is the
the
key
thing.
thing. He doesn't do... He looks at the graveyard, but he is not graveyard recursive.
at all. In fact,
None.
like as far as mechanics go, Mornmillo has basically no skeleton mechanics at all. But I do love that skeleton just like peeking out of the rib cage in there. I like its art a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool dude, but he doesn't like regenerate because, as you said, like he's got the tree portion of the skeleton going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's great. Honestly, like I don't think he's great,
He's not great.
but I do have to give him some points for the art alone.
Also, he is pretty strong. He's a 3-mana, 3/2 haste that can
Yeah.
also make stuff unable to block. That's strong, but he's not necessarily like
You
skeleton.
know what this card has done to me, though?
What's
What's
that?
that?
I'm thinking about Slitherhead and why Slitherhead isn't a skeleton.
Oh,
Because it's just a skull.
It's a plant zombie, though.
yeah.
You can make a zombie out of
I-
some. A skeleton
yeah.
has to have a full skeleton, I think.
This one just has the skulls.
Well, it has the skulls, and you know that there could be some like.
There's
more
probably
bones.
some more bones in there. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah, we can't see all of the bones, but that doesn't necessarily mean it
Look,
doesn't happen.
I'm not mentally prepared to have the justification discussion
Right,
about
right,
skeletons,
right.
emotionally
How-
speaking.
More
But
Willow.
I don't. Mornwillow, he's a
I'm
good
kind of
card.
down on Morn Willow.
Yeah, he's a good card, but he's
It's
not
a good card, but is it a good skeleton?
That's the cutoff there, right?
He,
Huh?
But he does. If he had the skeletal necroforce in him, though that means nothing, I could see him going, "Grah," but I don't think he would because he's the plant.
I don't
This
even
is a
see
silent
that.
skeleton. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means that I'm gonna have to ask: is it better than Skeletal Snake? Because I don't think we're gonna put it above Asphodel Wanderer.
I think he's better than Skeletal Snake.
Okay.
In fact, I would almost say,
Begrudgingly, I will say that he's better than Skeletal Snake, but not as good as Asphodel Wanderer.
Yeah, I think so. Like Mornwillow, you're a great
Good effort.
Sure. In fact, I would say good plant. How about that? Good plant, mediocre
It's
skeleton.
a good plant.
It's a good plant.
I like that a lot of plants have haste. Confusingly,
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
fast plants.
So,
Now, you talk about skeletons,
so here's a weird
No.
skeleton. Yeah, the Paragon of Open Graves.
which honestly doesn't look at all like a skeleton.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm very close, away from my microphone, to try to see. It looks like he's got flesh on his neck a little bit.
He does. He's still got a throat and everything.
The only part of him that's like distinctly skeleton is he's got a lot of skull on the top of his head, but that's it. Like,
zombies that are like that.
He's- yeah, I'm saying that honestly, he could be type line skeleton zombie easy.
Yeah, but he's got some like he is a supportive skeleton, which I approve.
Yeah.
But he
Some
doesn't do
skeletons-
graveyard stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's called a Paragon of Open Graves, which great name. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't really do much of that.
I was gonna ask if he was our first skeleton warrior, but no. Grim Roustabout and Carnage Gladiator are both skeleton warriors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
I don't like him.
I like that he's a lord, but I don't like what he does. I like what he does. I don't like what he does in terms of being a skeleton. Like, there's everything here just doesn't come up to skeleton for me.
Right.
I don't like him.
I feel like this is
honestly.
an incident. This is just like Morn Willow.
Yeah. I will say he does play very well with other skeletons. Makes
He
them
does!
bigger, makes them very good chimp blockers, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Doesn't play well with a Viashina skeleton.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
All right.
I'd
Is
say
it better than Morn Willow?
I'm gonna say no, but I think that's basically where it is.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's better than Skeletal Snake.
At least
Yeah.
Mornmillo has more than one bone on it.
Also, Mornwillow cares about the graveyard at least. Paragon
Yeah,
of
like, even
Open
the size
Graves.
fit.
Paragon of Open Graves has to
He
reference.
doesn't care about graves.
Yeah, exactly. Like his name
Wait,
is
yeah,
literally
wait.
the name is the only grave caring about thing on him. Yeah,
Yeah.
Get him out of my face.
it's like he thinks
fact,
he's better
I-
than the graveyard. Ugh.
In fact, I'm gonna have to ask then, like, we should probably put him even lower than that.
No.
I think this is right.
This is right.
I was gonna argue for maybe even below Kathari Remnant, but all right.
No, because he's
Close, but no.
like he's in that gray area. But the more you make me look down the page, the more I have to see Mortis Strider's name, the more angry I get.
Right.
Moving on to a good multicolored skeleton.
This is
from-
Grim Roustabout's boss.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Rakdos ringleader. So, am I the only one who really dislikes this art?
The skeleton's not in the front and center.
I
If
mean,
you-
okay, he's got a crowd, which, hey, I like
Right.
that about Carnage Gladiator. But his arms, I just don't like his arms. He feels like a man wearing a skeleton rather than a skeleton being a man.
You've got a point.
That is true. I don't dislike it as much as you do, but I feel like he's too far in the back that he's not like emphasized enough either.
Sure.
All right, let's talk about this. He's a 3/1 first strike for 6.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
He does have the Spectre ability, though,
He does. He's got the Hypnotic Spectre ability.
which is even better. But
and he's got cheap regenerate.
I drafted a lot of Return to Ravnica.
Same.
Do you want to know how many Rakdos ringleaders I played?
0.
0.
That's what I thought.
They're all right in draft. They're good on the defense, turns out.
Uh,
Surprise.
I did not use them at all.
But yeah, it's the 6 mana. It's like, ugh.
This is also because, like, Rakdos, all the Rakdos dudes we've shown, they have not been about playing defense. They've been about going whole hog, down on dudes. Well, that sounds completely wrong. But, they're going to town. That also sounds like I'm talking about something else entirely. They're murdering men.
Yeah.
This dude is challenged murder men. Like, yeah, sure, you can attack and just regenerate him. And it's like, oh, what's the cost? But at the same time, like, he just doesn't do all that much.
He's the biggest skeleton through mana cost so far. And like I think that's actually a big downside. I feel like skeletons shouldn't be that big,
All right.
Yeah.
I think I know. Is it better than Dimir Houseguard?
No.
No.
I'll agree.
Is it better
Is
than
it better than Restless Bones?
I'm gonna say no again.
I'm also going to say
All right.
no.
But I think it's better than Marrowbats.
I could accept that. He's got a crowd. He's got... Man, his outfit's not even good for outfitted skeletons. He's got
I can
horns, but
The horns aren't very good, though.
they're not good horns. He
I think
doesn't
the
have
horns are
eyes.
fine.
Yeah. He's got
He
flaming
doesn't
hands.
have a mandible. Like I like that.
Yeah.
He's got flaming hands.
All right, yeah, I guess.
Better than
Above
Marrowbats.
Marrowbats, below Restless Bones.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's close. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, this is close, but I'll point out that we are now approaching the limit of what I can show on the current size of the spreadsheet on my monitor because I don't have it full screened.
Let's zoom out. Control
Yeah.
minus.
Can I? Oh yeah, I could just do that. Oh yeah, huh? It makes
You
it
could
slightly
also
less.
just make the font smaller.
Yeah, but that makes it slightly less readable. Don't worry,
Well,
I'm gonna keep scrolling. Don't worry, I've been scrolling this entire time, anyways. Oh man, this next
Yeah.
skeleton. This is the dude. This is the boy. This is a fucking working ass skeleton. Reassembling Skeleton.
This is the skeleton that basically took Drudge Skeleton's job.
Oh yeah, Reassembling Skeleton right here is primo skeleton.
This is a skeleton that we've talked about a lot of skeletons today, okay? A lot of them are good as skeletons. This is a skeleton that's just good.
If Pirate was not removed from the types until just recently, He would have been a skeleton pirate. Just look at him.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah, just look at this guy. Reassembling Skeleton has so much personality, too, on top of everything else.
He's got good flavor text on both the flavor texts he's gotten.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a skeleton sword.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the tattered skeleton clothes.
He's mixed up.
I think one of his arms is kind of crawling back up its face.
Yep, he's like, his hand is just like confused about where it's supposed to go right now.
Yeah, he's got a femur for an arm.
He's wearing a belt.
Yep, okay.
Like, the belt is just hanging off his pelvis. I love that.
Oh, this is...
Man, he's so good.
I have to throw it out there. Is this better than Drudge Skeletons?
That's hard.
I say yes. He is better than Drudge
I think
Skeleton.
so. Yeah.
I say yeah.
He just does so much.
Skeleton.
He's a skeleton that you want to just keep knocking over and reassembling him again. Like, he is like... He does, like...
Oh, I bet it's satisfying to watch him put himself back together.
Oh, you have no idea.
He's like a Weeble.
Okay, is it better than Grim Roustabout, though?
That's a hard question.
No, I don't. I mean, oh, God. Oh. Mm.
You can knock him apart and he comes back together later if you need it to.
But is he as fun as Grim Roustabout?
Oh, God, this is hard. Oh.
He's really, really agonizing it over
This
there.
is a hard one.
Yeah, because like I think he kind of is because of that whole pirate angle going here. I think he's plenty fun.
He's a very fun skeleton, and you can do fun things with him. Oh.
I'm gonna say yes.
I think this might be the best skeleton.
I think 33 skeletons in, I think he is in fact the best skeleton.
Yep,
so far. We'll see.
Well, as of 33, Reassembling Skeleton, a great skeleton. A skeleton, okay, we've talked about a lot of skeletons today. Some of these skeletons, like, I appreciate from a historical sense, but if I don't see them again, that's fine. Reassembling Skeleton is a skeleton I will actively, at any time, say, oh, you're back in standard? Good to see you, old friend.
Yeah, like, no matter what,
yeah,
Reassembling Skeleton has kind of joined, like, seeing Shock get reprinted every now and again, you know? I like seeing it back because you know it will almost always get played.
See,
it was only in 2 sets.
With Reassembling Skeleton is more, for me, is more the sense of like, he makes me want to play standard.
He's not in standard.
I know, but if he was there, he would make me want to play standard.
Okay, I get you.
I just love this guy. He's great.
Give me a Reassembling Skeleton, a Blood Artist, and let's go to town.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go hog wild. Rot Farm Skeleton. Now, this is a plant skeleton that is of the different sort of there's a plant living on the skeleton.
It's got the plants growing onto the skeleton and controlling it.
So that's
it's
one
got
I
a
can
skeleton
respect.
sword.
He's wearing armor. He's wearing armor.
He's wearing skeleton armor.
Mm-hmm.
It's gainfully employed as a farmer.
Yep.
Yeah.
It comes back from its farm crops if you knock it over.
It helps the farm.
It's so committed to farming that it can't actually block because it's farming.
Yep.
Right.
In fact, when it's regenerating, it'll also help, with its rot farming. So it actually contributes. Even knocked down, it gets up again. You're never going to keep it down. And also it helps its job.
Also, it can punch really hard as a 4-1.
Yeah. Also, he just looks cool.
Yeah, Rot Farm Skeleton's a solid skeleton.
Oof.
I like him plenty.
Okay.
I got it. Is it better than Manor Skeleton? I say yes because it can grow strawberries.
You're right. Manor Skeleton has never successfully grown strawberries with his, Bitcoin mining
His Bitcoin rig.
Yeah.
He's only managed to dry them.
He
So.
tries the strawberries.
Dusty and gross.
Yeah, and those the strawberries they're his mom's. So,
yeah.
Rot Farm
Is
Skeleton.
it better than Kjeldaran Dead?
As much as I love Kjeldaran Dead's mixtape, yes.
Yeah.
I think if he wanted to, look at that art. I think Rot Farm Skeleton could drop a beat.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
doing a good squat.
Oh yeah,
Like
you're right.
right there.
You're right. You're not wrong.
Is it better than Restless Dead?
Yes.
I'm going to say yes.
I'm gonna say
Same.
yes. But is it better than Carnage Gladiator?
I have that poor opinion of Carnage Gladiator personally, so I'm gonna say yes.
I'm going to also say yes.
Well, it wouldn't matter what I was gonna say anyways, but I'll also say yes. It's very close though. It's very close.
But I'm
Viashino
gonna say
Skeleton.
no on Viashino Skeleton.
I think that it is better than Viashino Skeleton,
Viashino Skeleton,
but only barely.
See, I'm on the other side of things. Like I like Golgari a lot. You know, I got respect for those dudes. At the same time, I really wish he could kind of block. I know
And
why,
I feel
but
like-
he's also very slow to get back up again.
And
Right.
Viashino Skeleton has a lot more personality, I think.
Yeah.
Raw Farm Skeleton has got a bit, but not nearly as much.
Yeah. So I say he's below Viashino Skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That checks out. The next card has one of my favorite fucking type lines ever.
Hell yeah.
So moving on to Theros, it's the Sentry of the Underworld, a Griffin
It's
skeleton.
a griffin skeleton.
Hell yeah.
Now, that being said, good art, neat card, kind of sucks.
The
What are you
card
talking
itself
about?
is okay. It's a 3/3 flying vigilance for 5.
This is one of the best Griffins. The problem is that all Griffins suck, but this was one of the best
Hey,
Griffins.
he's not the best Griffin.
one of.
Mm. Mm.
Look, Chameleon Colossus is the best Griffin, and we don't know
No,
it.
we can't invoke that, or else we have to rate all the changelings too in this.
No, just for Griffins.
But
That
even
it
on-
only
even-
applies for Griffins.
There's some good Griffins.
All right, but no, Sentry of the
Anyways.
Underworld, I think it's good. I like this guy.
Really solid. I love the concept.
Mm-hmm. Its regenerate is a little bit expensive.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
still
yes,
like it plenty.
but also it's a 3/3 flying vigilance.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
I
very
would never-
atypical skeleton. I'll give it that.
I never felt bad about playing this in Triple Theros, a format which I played quite a lot.
I don't know.
I like that Athreo sends these things out
Yeah.
to just
Yeah.
drag dudes back.
I'm not
Ooh.
saying that it's one of my favorite skeletons or anything, but I like it
Yeah.
quite a lot.
I'm middling on it. So where do we put it?
It's below Manor Skeleton.
Yes, I agree.
But it's above Marrow Bats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
definitely.
I would
would-
say, is it better than Demir Houseguard?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I would honestly put it. All right. How do you both feel about Manor Skeleton, this thing?
Sorry, what?
How do you both feel about Manor Skeleton?
I love
I
Manor
love
Skeleton.
Manor Skeleton.
Well, I mean, this compared to Manor Skeleton.
I like Manor Skeleton more than
better
this
than
thing.
this.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to beat that. I feel like it's above Flayed Nim.
You know, I'm fine with that personally.
I can accept that. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Putting the manor and sanitarium sandwich even farther away, but oh well.
All right. Now
I
on to
think
another weird skeleton.
We're at the holy mother of animal skeletons.
It's
This
the
is
skeleton
biggest of them
worm.
all.
Skeletal Wurm. This is a scaled worm with a drudge skeleton combined into it.
Yeah, like
And it's look at it.
flavor wise, very cool. Looks dope.
It's one of the world's best blockers.
Yeah.
As an 8-mana 7/6 that can.
And this is
generate
Rise the
flavor.
Eldrazi, so you could get this guy out.
Yep. And then the flavor text is great, where the thing like a necromancer raising one thing and it's this their entire life.
I do have that problem though of I feel like it's slightly too big for a skeleton mechanically.
I don't. Agree
I don't
with
think
that.
it's as big of a problem. Like not even
Here's-
close to as big of a problem with me, but
I
still
have
feel a little bit.
an argument for that.
Okay.
Okay, so there's another worm in the same set, the Skeletal Wurm.
Yes, Palaka Wurm.
Palaka Wurm, and that's a 7/7.
Yes.
I think that this is a 7/6 without all of the other Palaka Wurm stuff. I think that checks.
All right. Yeah.
Because it is a worm. It is a big, thick skeleton.
Sure.
Like look at the spine on that thing.
Sure.
It even has like the weird sort of.
You can see where the bone is kind of meshed together.
Yeah, it's kind of got like that spine that the Thor's hero shrew has, as
Yeah.
opposed to like a normal spine, which is pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, pretty good.
Some of those ribs are also like fused together.
But
I feel like this is a pro-ass skeleton.
it's a pretty good skeleton.
It's not a primo skeleton,
Yeah,
but it's a pretty good skeleton.
It's a pretty good skeleton. So how high do we start?
I have no idea where to put it.
So, okay, let's just start off with the obvious question.
I got it. Is it better than Viashino skeleton?
I would say no.
I would also say no.
Is it better than Rot Farm skeleton?
I think that's we're too high at the moment.
I don't.
I-
Is it better than Rot Farm skeleton?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
All right, Kyoto Undead.
Yes.
I think it's
Yeah.
better than Kyoto Undead.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll agree with that.
What about Restless Dead?
Yeah, I'll also put
Yeah.
it above Restless Dead.
I would say so.
I will also.
So does that, by that rule, mean it goes above Carnage Gladiator?
Does it?
Yes, it would.
I think it. Yeah.
I mean,
Which I guess means we did start in the right place, but still, though.
it's a great skeleton.
It's great. It's so cool.
It's a weird ass skeleton. That head, like that's really the thing here. Is that just zoom in on that head? Just zoom in
Which
on that
one?
head. Just the big head.
Yeah, I know.
It's only got
looks
one
good.
head. The other thing is its mouth.
Yeah. Just zoom in on that thing. Good
I
eye
like it
sockets.
plenty.
Right.
Now here
The next
is
skeleton's an odd one.
this is an
It's
odd one.
Spawning Pool from 10th edition.
Oh right, you flipped it on me. So
It's
spawn-
only sometimes a skeleton, and it pops out of a swamp that things have been dating in.
Spawning pool.
It's a fine. It turns into a dread skeleton, which is cute.
It's kind of gross.
Yeah, but why is it a spawning pool?
Because
Why
it's
does
spawn
The
skeleton.
original card was Spawning Pool in Ursa's Legacy.
But
And yeah, it wasn't-
why does spawning pool turn into a skeleton? A spawning
It
pool.
did not
Because it
originally
turns
turn
into a
a skeleton.
1/1 that regenerates.
Yeah, they just
And when
decided
they
to type it
updated
as a
the
skeleton
thing,
later.
They said, hey, it's a skeleton.
Because it mechanically 1/1 for 2 that regenerates for 1 is a skeleton mechanically, straight up.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not
Gotta-
super fond of it, really.
I'm not
No,
super
you can't
fond of
really
it.
see it. It is a swamp.
It's a swamp.
The skeleton's hidden. Yeah, I don't see a skeleton. I see pustules.
It's got its rib cage in the bubble in the front.
Does it?
Yeah, look at the bubble.
Oh, I guess so.
So it's a skeleton in a bubble.
Sure.
Better or worse than Kathari Remnant?
Better.
Better.
Better or worse than Skeletal Snake?
Better.
Better.
Better or worse than Paragon of Open Graves?
Better.
Better.
More
Here's the thing that's pushing this for me is how often have you forgotten your opponent has a manland?
Yeah.
Blappo, surprise skeleton.
That's true. It's got that surprise factor. You're not wrong.
Better or worse than Morn Willow?
Better.
I'll say better, not as good as Asphodel Wanderer.
I will agree with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Asphodel Wanderer is like the judging point of like what is the basic expectations for a skeleton. It's like
Yeah.
Which is funny because there's a card just called skeleton in this list.
yeah. But like I kind of appreciate the fact that Asphodel Wanderer is doing his role of being like the undead guardian of this land.
Asphodel Wanderer is roughly around the point when I reach a point where I like the skeletons, you know? Below that, I'm not really fond of them.
All right. So next up is not the greatest skeleton in the world. No, he's just a tribute. It's the Tenacious Dead.
Mhm.
So obviously this is a worse-ish reassembling skeleton, but he is nicknamed Tenacious D, That's pretty good.
Right.
He is totally going.
But he's
Yeah.
got like Robert Zdar's face.
And I also
approve.
this is the first skeleton that is not using a particularly skeleton-like sword.
What is that? Like little
It's just like a Viking or arming sword.
little
It's nothing
sword.
special.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's just a normal ass sword.
Got an arrow going through his ribs. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, that's true. He's missing a couple teeth. I can also appreciate that.
But I also gonna appreciate the fact that he is also like he's a skeleton you can sacrifice.
Yep.
Like Reassembling
Yeah.
Skeleton. Like most skeletons, you kind of really can't get away with that. That's what this guy's built for. Or rebuilt
That's
for.
right.
Like, he is a bad Reassembling Skeleton. Don't get me wrong.
He's kind of Viking-y, kind of.
But he is a
Little
Reassembling
Dirk
Skeleton.
the Daring, like when he died in Dragon. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is a pretty okay skeleton.
It's okay.
Yeah, so let's start off somewhere in the middle then. Demir Houseguard, better or worse?
Better.
Is he's better or Demir Houseguard's better?
No,
This guy is better.
this guy's
Tenacious
better.
Dead is better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Urborg skeleton.
I think it's
That's-
better than Urborg Skeleton.
I'm gonna say worse than Urborg skeleton.
See, I'm very
I think-
tied because I'm kind of on the same line here in the sense that, man, Urborg skeleton is
well-
stylish. He tore up his own chest with the thing, or he's
Yeah.
reassembling in real time. Either or, it's
And
great.
this one, you knock him down and he immediately gets back up again.
You're never gonna keep him down.
Like, doesn't fall apart and then come together. He gets knocked down and then straight back up.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not really a great thing for a skeleton, though. I prefer them getting blown apart and then just coming back.
I mean,
What
sure, but that's
if
most of the
you can-
regenerators.
What if he was a skeleton berserker?
That would have been much better.
That would have been something, yeah. I guess if you want to put him above Urborg skeleton,
I'm
that's
pretty
fine.
adamant above Urborg Skeleton.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I
fine.
don't think he beats. I don't think he beats Sanitarium Skeleton.
If he's above Urborg skeleton, that's where he is. He's definitely not beating Sanitarium skeleton.
That checks. That checks.
Okay. All right. Now this argument has been a long time in waiting. We're at
Yep.
one of the weirdest skeletons in the world. It's the Wall of Bone. Oh, now
Skeleton wall.
this is gonna be a very hard time for me, just in the sense that there's so many different arts to discuss here.
Well, we have to ignore the 7th edition one.
I don't know. Like, it's bad.
Look at, it's awful.
Yes, but
Those
that's
pantsless men are breaking a batting ram on those bones.
but also, like, I hold that against the card.
You can't. No. Screw you.
All right, so
See, because if you're gonna do that, you have to look at the beta. The Ansem Maddox stuff is great.
okay, don't get me wrong. Like, the Ansem Maddox art is fantastic. It is literally just a giant mountain of bones.
And the flavor text on the beta version is all about Ragnarok and stuff.
Okay, so here's my problem.
Okay.
I would be way, way more up on this if it was literally just called Wall of Skeletons.
Well, yes, absolutely. I mean,
Like, the fact that it's called Wall of Bone and not Wall of Skeletons, I feel like is just a gigantic missed opportunity and is, like, actively pushing against it.
I don't think it's so much a missed opportunity as it's just they didn't realize what they could do. Because originally, remember, things can only have one type. It was a summon wall.
Yeah,
I'm aware. It's just...
I don't think you should be able to hold that against it for that technology not showing up for 9 years. I feel like
But how
okay,
do
so
you-
it's all right. So it's a wall of bone, several skeletons into a crude rampart thing, right?
yes.
Yep.
But it also has power and deals damage, which to me means that it is actually attacking things that come into it.
Well,
Sure.
yeah, of course. You move near it, and then a bunch of
A
skeletons,
bunch of skeletons
come
just come out and
like,
grab you. Yeah.
Well,
They-
it's
they
the arms
start getting
move.
grabby.
I don't think it can move out because it's still defender, but the arms
Right.
can move on the thing.
It's still grabbing, yeah, when you get close to it.
Yeah, of course.
that's all. Yeah.
And I think that's a really cool concept.
So, how do you feel about the 2010 art?
2010 art, I think it's spooky,
Sure.
but it's very
where's
dark.
the bone?
Yeah, like it's hard to see the bone.
It's it's really hard. It looks like it's mostly just ribs.
Yeah.
Which
I'm not fond of that art, personally. It's very...
Like I said, it's fine.
Yeah.
But the thing that I'm mostly going for is the original Antimatics art.
Though the new flavor text on the dual decks version of Wall of Bone is pretty good.
Yeah.
Gravelarge is sacrilege. Waste a perfectly good bone.
Yeah. I'll say the 5th edition flavor text is also kind of good.
Better or worse than Marrowbats?
I think it's better than Marrowbats.
I actually have no opinion on this either way, so it's kind of up to you, Zorak.
I think it's better than Marrowbats.
Fair enough. Better or worse? Well, it's probably better than Rakdos Ringleader as well.
It's better than Rakdos Ringleader, straight up.
Yeah.
So here's the question: better or worse than Restless Bones? Restless Bones has still got quite a lot of personality.
I think Restless Bones is better than Wall of Bone.
I think so too.
That's fine with me.
All right.
That I believe that's the uncommons. We don't have any
That's
other.
all of the
ones.
uncommons. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We got there.